Sometimes it's not knowing more, it's just being reminded of what you already know. And there's so much to know in the FCRA that sometimes you just need to be reminded of what you already know. That's why I stay fresh. I read and I read and I read the same thing over and over again, because I just need to be reminded of how to use a tool. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Credit Junkies podcast. Today, my guest is Denzel Jones with Jones Luxury Finance. Denzel, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Bruce. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. I want to get to know a little bit about your story in the credit repair space and the credit repair industry. So how long have you been in the credit repair space?
Well, I started learning everything about last May.
What were you doing before?
Before credit repair, I had a few jobs, like had a security job. That was okay. I don't really like working for people. Like, I have entrepreneur friends.
Yeah.
And they really influenced me just to start something on my own. One thing I was doing was learning about credit. So I was like, can I make this into a business?
Yeah.
And then I started doing research pretty much every single day.
So you had the good old JOB. You knew that it wasn't for you. You're tied in the 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Dead end jobs.
$300 a week. $300 a week.
Yeah. And you knew that you could do better for yourself.
For sure.
What led you to want to start a credit repair business? Was it that entrepreneur spirit? Like, why?
Yeah, entrepreneur spirit. I always thought it was a good idea as well. Everyone has a credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, my credit score was bad. So I knew that. And another thing was, like, when I was looking at businesses to start, it always tied back to having good credit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything tied back to having good credit. I remember getting denied for apartments and everything. So I was like, what is in this? And then I just started researching pretty much everything, investing in myself. It just landed on credit, landed on a credit repair business.
Why a credit repair business? I mean, there's millions of different, you could have started, whatever.
I feel like
company, a pool cleaning. I don't know. You could shovel snow from somebody's day. I don't know where you live, but there are a million other things that you could do. Why did you land? Why a credit repair business specifically?
Specifically because I knew I was like a computer type of guy. I was more like a numbers guy. I'm like good with finances. Even though I wasn't making that much money, I was still good with finances. It just weird landed. I knew I wasn't a hammer on nail type of guy. And I was watching, when I was looking up like credit repair and credit restoration and learning everything, I was like, a lot of people I know could use this information. A lot. Pretty much everyone I know could use this information, because I know people like my friends, entrepreneur spirits, but they got bad credit scores. Like, I know a lot of people with a bad credit score.
So that's why you saw there was a huge need in the market for it.
Yes, sir.
I say this all the time. I say that the credit repair industry is like toilet paper. It's never going out of business.
Never.
Right? People always going to use the bathroom. People always going to have to deal with their credit. Right? And life, we have highs, we have lows. Right? Normally when everything's going well, we're flying high.
Right.
And then something happens to push you low. Oftentimes your finances, they get affected by the lows. Right?
Sure.
It's a hospitalization, a sickness, or whatever other situation can happen that's negative. Oftentimes it can impact your finances, which in turn, it's your credit, right? So
Yep.
You're very smart in making the decision where there's a high demand. It's a high demand industry.
High demand.
Yeah, you can throw a rock and you can hit somebody with bad credit.
Even just giving people the information. I remember giving somebody some information and they paid me for it. Just through Snapchat, told them a few things to do, and they paid me for it. I was like, wow, there's some money into this.
Yeah.
And I can help people. I can help a lot of people, because it is kind of complicated to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you don't plan on reading about it. I would try to give out free ebooks. People was telling me like, I don't read. Literally.
Yeah. So how did you learn to start your credit repair business? Two sides, right? There is the business side, right? The whole structure of a business and systems and all that. Mm-hmm. And then there's a knowledge side. So how did you learn each one of those sides? How did you learn the business side of structuring a business, being compliant? Like, how did you learn that? And then also, how did you learn the knowledge side of credit repair?
Honestly, I went straight to YouTube University. I learned pretty much how to structure a business. I knew I had to create the business. So I learned how to structure one. my father was good on telling us about branding yourself and logos and stuff. So I had a little bit of experience with that. So I was like, okay, let me create a logo. Let me get my EIN and all of that. Honestly, the software Credit Repair Cloud, that taught me a lot. Like all you guys' interviews, I watched them at least 10 times each.
Yeah.
At least for sure.
Okay. So just you went on your own, just started doing your own research.
Every day.
Did you take any classes, any trainings?
Yeah, I took the challenge with Credit Repair Cloud. Then I took pretty much you guys. CRM was great for me, teaching me how to work the systems and stuff like that. Credit Repair Cloud group was insane. I literally read pretty much everything in there.
What did you have to like dig hard to find, like information that you wish you had readily accessible to make your journey a lot faster, a lot easier, right? Like what was it that you really had to move some mountains to find?
Probably the best dispute method, probably hiring.
So walk me through your journey. So it's May of last year, May of 2022. Is
Right.
that when you quit your job too or no?
No, I previously quit it.
Okay, so you had already quit and you're ready to go
I'm ready.
into your business.
Something,
Okay.
yeah.
And how much money would you say you spent to get the business started with everything that you needed?
Everything I needed to get it started. I would say maybe around $2,000 to $3,000.
Okay. Now
I would
let's
say
break that down. Where was that money spent?
like software, maybe some classes, getting everything structured with IRS and everything like that.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, Secretary of State, all that. Probably that's about where everything went.
Do you feel
And then
you spent, like,
mailing.
things that you could have not spent on, or there's some expenses that if you were to start your credit repair business over again from today, knowing what you know now, how much money do you think you would spend to start a credit repair business, knowing what you know now?
Well, knowing what I know now, I would definitely save a few, probably like $1,000. That was about things that I really didn't need that I don't really use anymore. Marketing campaigns, email marketing campaigns from other people that I do not even look at anymore. Even some email marketing softwares that I don't even use anymore. Stuff like that.
Gotcha. Now, you know what's funny about the credit repair space is that there's so much information out there. How do you weed through the good and the bad? How do you make them into two piles? Like, this is a load of horse crap. This is good. When you don't know what you don't know, right? So you went to YouTube University, man, everything else on YouTube ain't right. So how do you, maybe double check that the information you're learning is right or not? How did you weed through the loads of information out there and determine this is good information, this is bad information?
Like, okay, for once, I went through the Credit Repair Cloud millionaires list. I watched everyone's video till I can literally repeat them. Like I know the answers to the questions that person is going to say. So when they say automations, I wrote down automations and I'm like, what is automations? Then I looked up what automations are. When I heard dispute method, I'm like, dispute method. Then I wrote down dispute method. And then pretty much trial and error over the whole year, I would just worked it out. Even if I had to spend some money, I'll spend it. And I just worked it out till I came down to what I needed to. Then I started some mentorships. I paid for some classes later on, like recently this year. And then that helped me get it down packed to a smaller list of things and just pretty much creating my own. And the Credit Repair Cloud group that I'm in and all the groups that I'm in, I know it's a lot of bad information out there for sure, but I don't know. I kind of got seasoned in it so I can tell where the good information and the bad information.
Yeah, with experience, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if you had a mentor, right? Say I grabbed you from day zero, right?
Yeah.
I said, Denzel, hold my hand.
For sure.
Okay. Let me walk you through this entire process. Let me help you incorporate your business with the Secretary of State, get the bonding, the licensing, get your marketing material ready, get your dispute knowledge on check, teach you how to market. Like if you had that,
right,
how would that have changed things for you?
That would have got me right. Instead of the year, it took me because like I started in May, just helping people out, but I didn't really start officially come to the public till about December.
Okay.
So I would have definitely came to the public very sooner.
Yeah.
For sure.
help you put your website together, get all your CRMs out, put it all together for you, your nurturing sequences, set up your merchant account, collect payment. Like if we literally held your hand through that whole process, you think it would have helped you?
For sure.
So would you say that that's something that maybe might be missing in the market that you can't get somewhere else right now? Like there's no one doing that?
For sure. I feel like a mentor is very much needed. Very much. Very much.
Yeah, I'm in the final stages of launching a program like that, where I would take someone from 9 to 5, grab you, and I'm not going to let you go until you're on your own, right? And every step of the process, because again, I love the industry that we're in, right? And there's a reason why people want to gravitate towards it. How are you doing now in business? Like where are you in business? What's next for you?
I'm doing pretty good now. I'm on my way to scaling. I'm doing paid ads now.
How many clients are you working with?
Close to 100.
Nice. That's awesome.
Close to 100. I'm just learning sales pitches. I'm learning everything. I'm learning just how to structure the best deal, how to give offers. Every day I'm just constantly learning.
What do you wish you knew when you got started that you know now?
Probably how to structure the best deal. Sales and marketing. What to say, how to say it. I would say just straight sales and marketing. Getting
for sure in the door. Any regrets?
No.
Things you did that you wish you hadn't done, or
no, I don't think so.
You failed forward every single time.
Failed forward. I feel like that's the only way.
Yeah.
That's literally the only way, because you're gonna have to make mistakes to know what to do right the next time.
That's true. So you mentioned a little bit about paid marketing. What campaigns are you running? Tell me a little bit about that strategy.
Right now we're just running a flyer campaign on Facebook and Instagram.
Flyer campaign, okay. And what's sending them where? Where are you sending the leads?
They're going to my Facebook messages and my Instagram messages, and from there I send them over to my CRM.
Okay. So it's like a DM campaign. You're generating DMs, and then you start a conversation, and then bring it over to the phone, and you close them.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm still learning. Still learning sales and marketing for sure. Sales part, saying the right thing. Actually, it's another thing where you can't really you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Qualify your clients. Because sometimes you can get
not everybody is your client, right? Not all money is good money.
For sure.
That's cool, man. What advice would you have for someone who might be looking to get into the industry or thinking about starting a credit repair business? Like what advice would you have for someone that's in that stage?
I would say keep going. You're going to put some money into it. Don't expect to get rich overnight, and continue to learn, because there's a lot of information. Read books.
Self-educate.
I was so serious that I literally just stopped going out, like stop partying, all of that. I was serious.
Self-education is important because, when you try to get information from the internet, it ain't always trustworthy, right?
Yeah.
But if you're self-educating directly with the source of that information, then I think that helps a lot, right? What'd you say?
For sure. Helps a lot. I read books. All of that. And I would say pay attention to the people. Don't just pay attention to anybody. Pay attention to somebody that got the lifestyle that you want, or somebody you trust. You can feel it in your gut.
That sixth sense that you got to have as an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned a little bit earlier about, trying to figure out dispute strategies and all that. What did you land on?
Dispute strategies such as incorporating the CFPB, BBB, Attorney General, really consumer law, learning laws, factual disputes.
Yeah.
All of that, mixing it together, making it your own.
Yep.
Getting the credit bureaus to open the letters. You know what I mean? Trying to communicate with Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Try to get it through the actual process, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. What questions would you have for me? What would you like to ask me?
How was your beginning?
My beginning was not as smooth as I hoped. I literally, back 11 years ago when I got into this, there wasn't what we have today, right? So it was really the self-education. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. Because when you self-educate, you don't have to worry about, is this accurate information or inaccurate information from the internet, right?
Right. Right.
So for me, it was really, man, I read a lot. I did a lot of research. I read a lot,
I'm gonna need some of those books.
and it's really the laws, man. I mean, it's the tool, right? Like if I got to hammer a nail on the
Yeah,
wall, then I'm gonna use one of these,
for sure.
right? Like you
Yeah.
got to know the tool. So credit repair is possible because the laws are the
That's
tools. The consumer protection laws are the hammers, right?
yes.
But
Yep.
okay, I have the law. I got the
Yeah.
hammer.
Yep.
But what happens if I try to nail like this?
And the right way.
It's gonna work when it's
It'll
not gonna be
work.
as effective. But
Exactly.
at least I got the right tool, right?
Yeah, you
So
got the right tool.
having the law ain't enough. You got to learn to
The
use
law.
a tool,
The right way.
right?
Properly.
And that's how I started. I
Yeah.
learned to this day, and I think I might mention this like in every episode.
Mhm.
I read the FCRA and the FDCPA at least once a month,
Yeah. Okay.
right? At least once a month, and they don't change. They've been the same law for years, right?
Mhm.
It's like me getting the user manual for how to use a hammer and reading it at least once every single month. Like I already know how to use it, but man, every time I read it, you got it right there. It's a refresher. Sometimes it's not knowing more; it's just being reminded of what you already know.
What you know.
And there's so much to know in the FCRA that sometimes you just need to be reminded of what you already know, not learn more new stuff. And now you're not, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes. Master of none.
That's why I stay fresh. I read and I read and I read the same thing over and over again because I just need to be reminded of how to use a tool. So that was my beginning. And my beginning was really just reading and learning how to use a tool because the rest just came with it, right? I had owned businesses in the past, so I knew how to incorporate a business. I knew about a bank account and EIN and all that. But then by reading, I understood, man, I need to be licensed. I need to get a bond. I need to not be able to charge up front because there's a law that tells me I can't do that. And right. So it was just really, I learned directly from the source, and it breaks my heart to see nowadays people teaching things the wrong way. And that's the whole reason behind this Junkies podcast is because I want people to have a credible place to go and get the right information and I don't want people to get sold a dream. All I need is a phone and a laptop and you can make $1 million. I'm sick and tired of people coming into the industry under that impression. No, it's going to take work.
Time too.
It's going to take time and it's going to take learning. And I want people to be able to come to the Credit Junkies podcast and with these interviews that I have with people kind of realize, look, I did things the wrong way. I failed forward. Here's what I know now. You don't have to fail forward. You can just go and not fail with this information.
For
right.
Sure.
So that's why I'm so passionate about this project, is because I want to create a platform where people can really come and just get the information they need correctly the first time. And not have to second guess, should I do this? Should I not do that? From credible people who are running a successful credit repair business themselves. So that's what I did. What I did is I reached out to my entire client base and I'm like, look, let's have a conversation because I want people to know what you didn't know when you first got started so that they can get a head start into the industry because we need good players in the game.
Right.
There's a lot of bad players out there doing things the wrong way.
For sure.
Right. And we pay the price for that, don't we?
Yes. Yes.
How many clients are like, how do I know this ain't a scam?
A lot of clients.
They've even worked with you before. It's because they've worked with a scam before and now they're hesitant to work with you because there's so many bad players. What we need is more good players than bad players so we can change that view of our industry, right?
Mm-hmm. I even tell them like, hey, if you don't believe, I don't want to take your money,
Yep.
For sure. Like if you're down to your last few dollars, I don't want to take it.
Yeah. Well, we don't work with people. If they're behind on their bills right now, how are you going to pay me and get caught up with your bills? Like we're
possible.
It's impossible, That's good, man. Good stuff. Any other questions for me?
So how long did it take you to where you was like, okay, I'm comfortable. I got the sales down packed. I know how to speak on the phone.
To this day, man. To this day, I'm a student of the game.
Yeah.
Like when I catch myself going into the mindset of, man, now I know it all. Yeah. And I caution myself. That's a big red flag. Because you will never know everything there is to know about anything.
Okay.
So, man, I've been doing this for 11 years. I can learn from you who've only been doing this for not even a year yet.
Right.
Because I'm open to it. I have that willingness to learn because your path was different from mine. I could take nuggets from your path and I didn't encounter on my path. That can make me even better today. Right. So it's not how long did it take for me to be like, man, I got this. No, like I still ain't got this. I'm still learning. Every day I learn something new. But to the point where I was like, I think I know what I'm doing.
Right.
It was because I didn't have help, because I didn't have coaching, because I didn't have mentorship. it was a good 6 months before I was like, oh, okay, that's how this works. Okay, now it's like learning how to drive stick shift.
Yeah.
Right? At first, and you stall. Oh, and then next thing you know, it's second nature, right? You're eating McDonald's, driving with your knees and shifting gears at the same time because it becomes second nature, you know? So it took me a good 6 months to really be like, oh, okay, now we're smooth sailing, right? But to this day, like, it's just about then it's how do you improve and how do you improve and how do you improve and how do you improve? Yeah, but good 6 months. Now, if I had coaching, mentorship, the correct information from the very beginning, bro, 30 days.
What was some of the bad information that you were getting?
A lot of the bad information that I got is the same bad information that's out there today. It's crazy how timeless it is, right? How to charge your customers. You better get your money up front because they ain't going to pay you. These people got bad credit for reasons because they don't pay their bills. So you better get yours while you can. But that's bad information because that's breaking the law.
Right.
Right? It's illegal to charge upfront fees in credit repair. I don't care if your state allows you to do so. Federal law does not. The Credit Repair Organizations Act is a federal law that trumps any state law. So although your state may say it's okay for you to charge upfront, federal law says it's not. Right? So that was bad information. Also, like disputing stuff and bad information, like, oh, if they don't reply in 30 days, it has to come off your credit report. I'm like, man, why is it happening to me? Because although that is how it technically should be, that's not how it works.
Not at all.
You got to drive 45 miles an hour on a speed limit that is marked 45. Do you always drive 45? No. 46? 85 if you're like me, right?
For sure.
Credit bills ain't no different. Just because the law says they have to remove it within 30 days if they don't respond. Do they actually do that?
No. Most of the time, no.
They don't. 99.9% of the times, they don't.
They don't.
Right? So that was wrong information because I got into the issue. Oh, okay. So I send this letter. They have to respond. If they don't respond, it has to come off. I didn't get a response. I checked the credit report. It's still on there.
Now I'm stressed out.
Now I'm stressed out. What do I do next? Right? So bad information. So it's the same things that were 10 years ago, 11 years ago. It's still the same kind of stuff now.
How did you feel when you got your plaque?
It was a reminder, right? The plaque for me is just a reminder of what I was able to do, right? It doesn't come with anything other because, man, I've been doing this for such a long time. Like, I don't need a plaque to tell me that I've made $1 million in my credit repair business. Right? I can just log into my merchant account and I can see that, right? But the plaque being there, it serves me as a motivator because now I want to take it to 10 million.
Yes.
Right? So that's, for me, it's just about motivation. It's not like a mama, I made it moment for me. It's not that because I don't need anyone else's opinions to validate me. Right. So what matters about me is what I think about myself, not what other people think about me. So for me, that's for me. That's for me to know, like, man, I was able to accomplish that. So I can accomplish so much more. So it was a feeling of like, it's a motivator. It's there to motivate me every single day. Yeah. Sure. I made $1 million in a year. Now I want to make it in a month. Right. Like, that's the goal. So it's a motivator factor, you know.
What was your best way of gathering traffic? Like,
gathering traffic for me in my business was the relationship that I built with my affiliates.
Affiliate marketing.
It's not overnight. It's a lengthy process, but like anything in life, it tastes better, right? Like, if you let it cook a little bit longer, it's going to taste better, right? So it may take a little bit longer to build traction and relationship with these affiliates, but those are the best leads we ever got. The best. Like, they come to us pretty much pre-sold, right? So I work smart, not hard.
Right.
You know,
so you were going to the dealerships, you were going to the real estate,
the mortgage professionals. That was my strategy. Always the mortgage professionals, because they have highly motivated people in their fingertips. All I had to do is build a relationship with them so they feel comfortable enough to work with me in a partnership to help that end client. They grow my business, I grow theirs. And the client is all that more happy for it because they're able to achieve their dreams, their goals, and then they refer their family. And so that's why I took that route. I never took the online advertisement route, even though it could catch fire much faster. The quality of the lead, the quality of the client doesn't compare to that word of mouth from the partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one for sure.
It requires work. You got to go out there. You got to wine and dine these people. You got to do the classes. You got to, right? But in the long haul, you build enough relationships to where those relationships are what's feeding your business. And all you have to do is manage the relationship. much easier than spending dollars on buying ads on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And, I'd much rather be out to lunch talking to a loan officer than recording a YouTube video at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, it's about the relationship with the people, right? Because that one loan officer, man, he's gonna, if I widen at him and we build a relationship and he has clients every week, then I have clients every week.
Got you.
That was a strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you. I want to thank you again for taking the time to sit down with me and have this conversation. I'm sure that a lot of people appreciate your honesty and your advice, right? To just keep going, like you said. If anybody's on the fence about doing this or not, like, do it and just don't look back, right? Keep going.
Don't look back. Do not give up. Literally,
is it worth it?
Very worth it. Very worth it.
Are you gonna go back to JOB again?
No, not at all. I found a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
A sense of purpose. And the skill sets you learn, you will never forget.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Denzel, thank you, brother. I appreciate your time. One last question for you. What is your short-term goal for your business?
Short term. I'm trying to scale. I'm trying to scale to at least 15, 20 a month. Get some more clients, get some more affiliates. Like you said, for sure. I want to go out and network more. That's what I want to do. I want to learn something. Even networking is an art,
Yep. So here's what I want to do. After you've gotten some time to do that, some experience under your belt and networking, then we're going to jump on again on another episode. We're going to talk about what networking and credit repair is like, and we'll get it directly from you. Sounds good?
That'd be perfect.
All right, brother. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, man. Thanks, Bruce, man.
Take care, brother.